Hello and welcome back to my channel, where you will find everything you need to make your online marketing for your coaching or course creation business a success. My name is Bethan Wright and I am the owner of a company called Red Digital and Events. I've been working in marketing for about 10 years now, and you might have guessed that I've picked up a few tips and tricks along the way that can help you to do better when it comes to your online marketing. One of the things that I find people struggle with is creating graphics online that will match their brand and represent their company accordingly. So what I've done is shown you quickly what I do to make my YouTube thumbnails stand out and also suit my brand. YouTube always seems to be a difficulty for people to figure out. There are a lot of moving parts and elements, from writing scripts, picking video topics, filming, the actual process of sitting down and setting up a camera, as well as then the post-production, which includes editing, writing descriptions, SEO work, and finally picking the right thumbnail for your video. So there are a couple of things that I do to make sure that my thumbnails look good, and I use a system called Canva to do this. So I'm going to take you through a few short screen recordings of how I create my YouTube thumbnails. One, to make them look good, and two, to make them match my branding. It's also then really easy to turn them into graphics for things like Pinterest and social media. And I'm also going to show you how I decide to make my thumbnails and what images and elements I use within my thumbnails to make them stand out from the others in the search field. You want to make sure people click on your video and not someone else's. So the way that you can do that is to be as attention grabbing as possible with your first image that you have for them. So I hope that this will be helpful for you. If you enjoy the video, give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to see more up and coming tips and tricks that you can take forward in your online business. So I just quickly wanted to talk you through how I decide what my thumbnails will look like from a layout perspective. Of course, I have my branding in place, but there's also some decisions that I make based off of what comes up for the search. So I've got here the search for what this video will end up be called, or near enough called. And I wanted to show you some of what I do before I decide to make a thumbnail and how I make that choice. So the first thing that I do is review the colours that are used heavily. So the top 3 videos are very light blue with like different shades of blue throughout, but all very much blue with yellow to contrast. And as I scroll down, there is a red video, then some more blue, some darker colours, but ultimately there's not a lot of sort of yellow. There's not a lot of that side of the colour wheel. It's very much blue and green if you look at it as an overall. So what I will do is make a point of not only including my branding by making sure there's some red, but doing what I can do to stand out against these. You want your video to be very prominent when people are looking for it. And from my perspective as a new channel, it's unlikely that people are just going to be randomly finding you on the homepage or the subscription page. The majority of your views will come from the search bar. So you want your video in search to look significantly different to the ones that already exist there. So that's the first step that I do to make that decision on what to include. So here we are in Canva. This is a program that I use to create lots of different graphics, lots of different social media content. You can see a couple of my designs down here. What I'm going to say the best thing to do to create a YouTube thumbnail is to just go straight to the create a design section and to actually use this to search. And you'll have lots of different options to create different types of size content. So whether you need a banner for your channel, so your channel art, whether you need an ad, an icon, any of these things. But obviously today we're going to stick to and focus around making a thumbnail. So select thumbnail, and what it will do is give you the right sized canvas to create content from here. I find it a a really easy process. And personally, I like to use Canva just because it's such a quick and easy editor. And I will take you through the process of how I actually edit my thumbnails. So if I show you, first off, everything that I do is done in one document. That's because, sorry, I'm just undoing some of the filters and stuff that I've done on this. So the reason that I like to edit in one document is because when you look at this page, I'm able to check in with like how similar this looks to other thumbnails that I've done to make sure that they're all in keeping, they're all the same kind of brand and same design, while also making sure that they don't look identical. So you don't want to create two of the exact same thumbnail, but whatever you can do to make sure that it's cohesive at least is beneficial. The first thing that I personally do is go to my YouTube. For now, obviously, I'm going to be showing you a video that has already been uploaded, but ordinarily I would pick a video that's not been uploaded, and I kind of scrub through to try and find a shot of me smiling. Okay, that's a goofy, but that's a smile. And then I screenshot part of the screen. Once I have a screenshot that looks okay, I will pop this into Canva. The video. What I do is make this the full background. So all of these images that you see here, the background of this is not just conveniently a blur of the same color palette, it is my face in high blur. So if you go to adjust, what I tend to do is pull the blur up real high, and personally I quite like to brighten it significantly. There's this nice bright color palette which is exactly the same as this image, which I then remove the background of. I do believe this is a pro Canva tool, so it might be worth just reviewing your subscription, maybe having a look to see which type of subscription that you have. It'll automatically detect the edges pretty conveniently. It actually works quite well, but I am just going to add a little bit extra. My weird hand waving down there does not need to be there. So if you use the minus tool, you can just edit it as you like. So once this is done, I start to add in text and graphics around. Usually I will make this off center with the text in this space. So my brand colors are red, white, and pink for my personal brand. And I quite like to make them do this cool shadow effect. So for now, I'm just going to get rid of the back layer and fix the top. So the name of this video is like Social Media 101. Make that fit real nice. Make this like grow your followers. People love to grow their followers. Hopefully that will get people to click. And I do try to make a point of, in this section, making it slightly different to what the title includes, but similar enough that you know it's the same kind of content. It's just another way of phrasing the title of the video. So then I will chuck on some nice effects. You can put a nice shadow effect with a white on the background, make that a bit brighter, make it a bit bigger. And then the same here. There's lots of cool effects that you can do with it depending on how you like it to look, what you want it to be. But personally, I like the little shadow. And finally, I usually do use this element section and I just search about things that are in the topic. So like followers, here you go, this is ideal. And then I just change the colors to match the colors in this document. I'll just chuck a couple of these in here and then we'll see which ones we prefer. I also really love to use the social media icons for social media videos. So if you just touch in, it will give you Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Let's do TikTok too, why not? And I just sporadically chuck a couple of these, make some of them off center into this document until I'm happy with it. Purely because of how eye-catching they are, to be honest, and also because if you were to look at this on YouTube, this bottom corner is kind of off limits. If you're looking at it on your phone, you're going to be in the way of the timestamp and things like that. I'm just going to scale some of these up a little bit. And ta-da! I would usually flick around a little bit more with some of these icons until I got them to like the perfect way that I liked. But yeah, this is pretty much my whole process. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I have so many new topics that are coming up for you that are going to offer practical advice that you can implement to do better when it comes to online marketing for your business. Don't forget that you can always get in touch with me if you have any questions or queries. Drop a comment below or follow me over on social media. My Instagram and Twitter and everything should be on the screen here. Thanks so much. I'll catch you in the next video.